Things have been very quiet at the movie theaters regarding the Ninja Turtles. The last live-action movie came out 7 years ago, and the latest animated film was made just for Netflix. For a while, it seemed like 2 movies were being produced at the same time, but it was only the animated one that actually made it to the movie theater in 2023. This version of the Turtles would differentiate itself by casting teenagers to play the Turtles and by taking the concept art directly into the final product. Today I'll be talking about the story behind Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Back in 2018, Ramsey Naito, the president of animation at Paramount and Nickelodeon, and Brian Robbins, the president and CEO of Paramount Pictures, got together to discuss who should lead the Turtles project. They unanimously chose Seth Rogen, a huge Turtles superfan since the time of Turtlemania. And Seth Rogen wasn't alone. Jeff Rowe, another big fan, joined the team too. Together, they shared this vision to embrace the teenage aspect of the Mutant Ninja Turtles. They wanted to capture that teenage spirit. Jeff got inspired by the doodles teenagers make in their high school notebooks. Those doodles became the driving force behind the film's unique visual style. They wanted it to feel like a teenager had animated the whole movie with a sketchy, imperfect, and intentionally inexperienced design. Then something happened that gave them even more confidence. After the release of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, they realized they could make a movie that looked like the concept artwork. Jeff Rowe had explored a less traditional style in The Mitchells vs. the Machines, and they decided to take it even further in Mutant Mayhem. But here's the thing, it wasn't easy. Yashar Kasai, the production designer, had a real challenge on his hands. He had to guide these skilled artists to draw like teenagers, asking them to set aside their usual techniques and precision. The movie came to life thanks to the amazing teams at Micros Animation and Cinesite, where approximately 120 artists worked tirelessly on the project. Now here's where the inspiration gets interesting. While the original cartoon and toys served as a source of inspiration, the filmmakers also drew influence from the visuals of a 1994 film called Chungking Express. This rough style aligned perfectly with the coming-of-age theme that runs throughout the story. So let's dive into the story a bit. After years of being secluded from the human world, the 4 Turtle brothers embark on a quest to be accepted as normal teenagers in New York City. They hope to gain recognition through acts of heroism. With their newfound friend April O'Neil by their side, they set out to uncover a mysterious crime syndicate. But hold on, things take a dangerous turn when an army of mutants, led by Superfly, a mutant with a tragic past and a vengeful desire to exterminate all humans, is unleashed upon them. In this movie, Leonardo yearns to explore the human world, despite all the negative views his father figure has of humans. Then one day, his hopes rise when he meets April. Unlike others who recoil in fear, April's different. She's not afraid, and that gives Leonardo some hope. On the other side of the coin, Superfly has a mission of taking over the world for the mutants, a revenge plan driven by the traumatic murder of his father. One point in favor of humans and one against it. Along the way, our heroes encounter various mutanimals. At first, these characters will be aligned with Superfly, but I'm sure most of them will change sides. Here's a little behind-the-scenes fact. Jeff Rowe mentioned that they almost used Shredder in the movie, but they realized he would have taken up a lot of space in the story. Since they needed a mutant villain, someone who could relate to the Turtles and even tempt them to join his side, Superfly came in, and Shredder went out. They saw the potential for a story of parallels, and that's why they included him. Now let's meet the amazing team behind this remarkable production. The movie was directed by Jeff Rowe, who also co-wrote the screenplay with Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, Dan Hernandez, and Benji Samit. Jeff Rowe has worked on some fantastic projects like Gravity Falls, Disenchantment, and The Mitchells vs. the Machines. Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, and James Weaver produced the movie under their Point Grey Pictures banner. Later, Kyler Spears, another collaborator of Jeff Rowe, joined as a co-director. When it comes to the story, it was plotted by Brendan O'Brien, Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, and Jeff Rowe. And let's not forget about the musical score. It was composed by the talented duo of Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, while Gabe Hilfer served as the music supervisor. You know those guys from their exceptional work on numerous movies and TV shows. Oh, and here's a fun fact. The soundtrack drew inspiration from the iconic Tony Hawk's video game series. They even incorporated songs from it. So we've got Nicholas Cantu playing Leonardo. He's an American actor, content creator, and animator. You might recognize him as the voice of Gumball Watterson in The Amazing World of Gumball. Then we have Brady Noon as Raphael. He's another American actor hailing from New Jersey. You probably know him best as Tommy Darmody from the HBO crime drama Boardwalk Empire. Oh, and he was also Thor in the comedy film Good Boys and Evan Morrow in The Mighty Ducks Game Changers on Disney+. Now let's talk about Shamon Brown Jr., who plays Michelangelo. He's an actor known for his role as Stanley Jackson in the Showtime TV series The Chi. Micah Abbey takes on the role of Donatello. He's an American actor from Columbus, Ohio, and you might remember him as Leaf from the Nickelodeon series Cousins for Life. Moving on, we have April O'Neil, played by Ayo Edebiri. She's a multi-talented American comedian, writer, producer, and actress. You might recognize her voice as Missy from the Netflix show Big Mouth, and she's also appeared in The Bear and Abbott Elementary. Then we have the legendary Jackie Chan as Master Splinter. You know, the Hong Kong martial artist, actor, stuntman, filmmaker, action choreographer, and singer. This guy's a true cinematic icon, having starred in over 150 films like Rush Hour, Shanghai Noon, and The Karate Kid. Next up is Ice Cube, who plays Superfly. He's not just an American rapper, but also an actor and filmmaker. Ice Cube is regarded as one of the most influential figures in hip-hop history and has been part of some major films, like Boys in the Hood, 21 Jump Street, and Ride Along. Giancarlo Esposito takes on the role of Baxter Stockman. He's an American actor and director best known for his outstanding performances as Gus Fring in Breaking Bad, Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian, and Stan Edgar in The Boys. Seth Rogen steps in as Bebop. He's a hilarious Canadian actor, comedian, and filmmaker. You've probably seen him in comedy films like Knocked Up, Pineapple Express, and The Interview. And he also voiced Pumbaa in The Lion King and Donkey Kong in the Super Mario Bros. Movie. He's also produced some awesome comic book projects too, like The Boys, Invincible, and Preacher. Now we've got John Cena as Rocksteady. He's not only known for his legendary professional wrestling skills, but has also made his mark in films like The Marine, The Suicide Squad, and the Max series Peacemaker. Rose Byrne takes on the role of Leatherhead. She's a fantastic Australian actress and producer, and you might have seen her in films like Bridesmaids and Neighbours. She most recently worked with Seth Rogen in the Apple TV show Platonic. Natasha Dimitriou plays Wingnut. She's an English comedian, actress, and screenwriter, and she's gained recognition for her role as Nadja in the FX horror comedy series What We Do in the Shadows. Paul Rudd joins the team as Mondo Gecko. He's an American actor, comedian, screenwriter, and producer, known for his versatile performances in films like Clueless, I Love You Man, and Ant-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Post Malone takes on the character Ray Fillet. He's not just an American rapper, singer, songwriter, and record producer, but he's also appeared in films like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Spencer Confidential. And we have Hannibal Buress as Genghis Frog. He's an American comedian, actor, rapper, producer, and writer. You might recognize him from films like Neighbors, Spider-Man Homecoming, and The Secret Life of Pets. Maya Rudolph plays Cynthia Utrom. She's an incredible American actress, comedian, writer, producer, and singer. You might remember her from her time on Saturday Night Live, and she's been in films like Bridesmaids and The Mitchells vs. the Machines. Oh, and Scumbug? Well, it just plays itself. Now here's a fascinating behind-the-scenes tidbit. When Seth Rogen recorded lines with Billy Eichner for The Lion King, he felt like that was the way to do animated comedy. But here's the twist. When he brought all the kids together to record their lines, it felt too scripted. So during a break, he overheard them talking all over each other and decided to throw away the dialogue and let them improvise their lines that way. And that's how they captured that spontaneous vibe. Until August 2022, the name of this movie was The Next Chapter. But at the same time as the release of the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, a mural with the title Mutant Mayhem was revealed in New York City. Since then, a multi-channel marketing campaign has been unleashed on the unsuspecting population. Pizza Hut teamed up with the new movie by releasing an augmented reality mobile game and a TV ad. Powster organized the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem experience, a free, family-friendly immersive experience. It will run from July 23rd until the release of the movie. In it, guests could explore the turtles' underground home and train with them. The experience would be only available in New York City and Los Angeles. Another experience would be available for more mature audiences, Ooze After Dark. It's the same experience but with loud music and strobing lights at night. And of course, you can't forget about the gift shop. At the end of the experience, you can expect a gift shop filled with excellent TMNT merchandise. And guess what? You can already check out the TMNT Amazon store from the comfort of your own home. Both Playmates Toys and Funko also released action figures and figurines to coincide with the movie. GameFam is also releasing a video game on Roblox that coincides with the movie. And hey, there's even more merchandising on the way. How about a new cinnamon apple with marshmallows breakfast cereal? Now that sounds delicious. The movie was screened as a work in progress at the Annecy International Animation Film Festival on June 12, 2023, where it received a 6-minute standing ovation with very positive reactions. The movie will be released in the United States on August 2, 2023. But here's the thing, it might take a couple of months to be released worldwide, so we gotta be careful when discussing spoilers online. We don't want to ruin the experience for those who haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Let's keep it spoiler-free and let everyone enjoy the turtle action when the time comes. So what's next after this awesome movie? Well, some tie-in movies were announced to be coming to Paramount+. That would probably have focused on the Mutanimals. But it was recently announced that a 2-season streaming series called Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would work as a bridge between Mutant Mayhem and its sequel. Whether this project, already in production, is replacing the standalone movies is yet to be clarified. The new show will also be produced by Point Grey Pictures and will have Chris Yost and Alan Wan as executive producers and showrunners. These two names should sound familiar, because Yost was a writer in the 2003 and 2012 series, and Wan was a storyboard artist for the 2012 and 2018 series. Lucas Williams will oversee the series and the sequel. He's a production assistant from Point Grey Pictures. So far, the tomato meter looks good. Are you planning on watching this movie in cinemas? Do you know when it gets released in your city? Let me know in the comments. And remember not to spread spoilers. Thanks for watching.